Go.
My name is Natanya Meyer. I'm the National Manager of Volunteer Engagement at the National Association for Urban Debate Leagues. And this year, I spent a lot of time with Militza Diaz, the Director of Operations and Finance for the New York League, on thinking critically about how she engaged volunteers in all four aspects of the volunteer engagement cycle: planning, recruiting, training, and thinking. So Militza, do you want to give one of your lessons learned from this year?
Yes, thank you, Natanya. So this year I spent some time doing volunteer engagement, and it was one of my many roles. I was not a volunteer engagement manager. That was just one of the many roles that I had. And I really want to talk about some of the lessons that we learned, and I'll start with the beginning part of the 4 items she mentioned, which was about planning. The first thing that's critical about planning is that you have to assign a point person, right? Because they always say that what you measure is what you do. So if you don't have a point person that's assigned and responsible and accountable for doing that, it's going to be very difficult to make sure that you're finding the right number of volunteers, that you're thanking the volunteers properly, that you're doing all the things that is really critical to run a positive volunteer engagement cycle. So I work on this 2 to 3 days a week, about an hour to half an hour each time. I do a lot on the internet where we're doing things online through Salesforce, which is the database system that we use. And basically, I just work on it as part of my overall role. However, everybody on the team really has a part to play in this. And so that would be the lesson that I learned, is really assigning a point person. That made the big difference when we were planning our activities.
Yeah, and that's something that we've learned across the network, is that we don't have that many full-time volunteer coordinators in all, in 23 leagues. I think we only have 3. But every single program director and ED, they all end up working with volunteers. So if there's one person in the staff that is allocating all of the tasks, then everything works a little more smoothly. So I think you're right. And that is planning.